She's a companion of the Order of Canada. She has honorary degrees from McMaster University, Carleton, Dalhousie, Trent, and the University of Toronto. She has won the Governor-General's Medal for Literature, and her work has been translated into French, German, Italian, Dutch, Norwegian, Danish, and Spanish. Her name is Margaret Laurence.
I don't really know why I write. People have often asked me that question. It seems to me that it's just a natural mode of expression, and it's sort of been as necessary to me as breathing, I think. I don't really know what one's motives are. I suspect they're very mixed. I think that it's partly to find out what I myself think, that you put it down. Thurber used to say, how do I know what I think until I write it down? And partly because it's a type of work that I just love doing. And I don't think there has to be any real reason.
She was born Jean Margaret Weems in Neepawa, Manitoba in 1926. The town rises out of the prairies, 125 miles northwest of Winnipeg. Neepawa was settled in the late 1800s by Scots and Irish Protestants, and it was Neepawa, this respectable middle-class Presbyterian town, that would be the model for Margaret Laurence's fictional town of Manawaska. All of her characters would be born here, and all of them, finally, would move away.
A strange place it was, that place where the world began. A place of incredible happenings, splendors and revelations, despairs like multitudinous pits of isolated hells. A place of shadow spookiness, inhabited by the unknowable dead. A place of jubilation and of mourning, horrible and beautiful. It was, in fact, a small prairie town. Towns like ours, set in a sea of land, have been described thousands of times as dull, bleak, flat, uninteresting. The town of my childhood could be called bizarre, agonizingly repressive or cruel at times, and the land in which it grew could be called harsh in the violence of its seasonal changes, but never merely flat or uninteresting, never dull. When I was 18, I couldn't wait to get out of that town, away from the prairies. I did not know then that I would carry the land and town all my life within my skull, that they would form the mainspring and source of the writing I was to do, wherever and however far away I might live. This is where my world began. A world which formed me and continues to do so. A world which gave me my own life work to do, because it was here that I learned the sight of my own particular eyes.
A critic once said of A Jest of God that Rachel really wasn't worth writing about because she was no more interesting than anybody you might sit next to in the streetcar. And I thought, that doesn't say much about the book, but it says a lot about that critic. What makes the critic think that the person you sit next to in the streetcar is boring or insignificant? And to me, there is no such thing as an insignificant human individual. In fact, this is part of the core belief behind my writing, is the fact that every human individual is unique and irreplaceable, and there is no such thing as an ordinary person. And of course, I think the point is that what I've tried to do is to show how extraordinary the so-called ordinary is.